going to go into actually going to your quarantine place. So once you get your luggage and everything, you're going to go through a checkpoint. They're going to ask where you're staying. You're going to tell them where you're staying. They're going to go to another checkpoint and they're going to ask you the same thing. Literally actually the same thing. And then they're going to also take your temperature again to make sure that you are not higher than the 37.5 degrees Celsius or the 99.5 Fahrenheit, I believe it was. So they tell me which checkpoint that I'm at. Now, I was not taking public transportation, so I don't really know what you have to do when it comes to that, on how to get to your other like places. Let's say you're in Busan or Jeju. I don't know how you're gonna get to there. For me, I had a driver because I'm like really close to Seoul. I'm basically in Seoul, so I think my place was only 30 minutes from the airport. So I had a driver who was just going to drive me to my apartment. So when I went to my checkpoint, I was like really confused because I was like, hey, like I have a driver waiting for me. And they were just like, where is he? And I was telling them like where he was. And like they just had to make sure that he was here to like come get me and confirm that it was for me. So I got into the taxi or whatever, and they have like these thick plastic to separate you from the taxi. The taxi guy was like super chilled and super nice. He helped me bring my luggage to my apartment. I was like, you're so nice. But I still had to bring it up 2 flights of stairs because I didn't know how to use the elevator. Once you get in your apartment, you have to call a number. So what I did not say on the 3rd checkpoint, they actually tell you what to do on the app and how you have to check your temperature twice a day. And you have to call the number once you get back to your apartment. Now, you call this number because you need the, I don't know what they call it here. They told me, but I don't remember what they call it. It's kind of like your mayor's office in a way. They have to know that like you reach your quarantine office. They have to confirm your address and everything, because that's how you get your like food packages and like, you know, what health center to go to and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you call that number as soon as you get to your quarantine place. Now, I had to take a COVID test the day after I got into Korea because I got here at 5, so it was too late for me to take the COVID test before I actually got to my place. So I went and got my COVID test the day after I came here, and you have to go straight to the health center, get your COVID test, and come straight back. It's very important that you do this because if you don't do that, they're going to track you and they're going to know, and then you're going to get in really big trouble and get fined. So just go straight to the health office and straight back to your quarantine place. Guys, so it's me again because I'm just very forgetful. I forgot to mention that I actually walked to the health center. Now, you are not allowed to take public transportation to the health center. You have to either walk or take a special taxi. But walking gave me a chance to actually see some of Korea while walking and just get some fresh air. If you want to take a taxi, you can. There's a special taxi that you have to take. I believe the number is on the app, but if not, then just ask your point of contact or just call the number on the app and they'll let you know what kind of taxi to take. But I walked and it was a pretty nice walk. It was cold, but it was a pretty nice walk. So I was just for you guys to walk to the health center if you're able to, if it's not too far, instead of just taking a special cab. Another thing that I didn't go in depth about is when you actually get to the health center, for me, there was a little confusion because no one there spoke English. So I was just kind of like, I need a COVID test. And they were just like really super confused. I was at the right place, but no one spoke English. So then they ended up getting me a translator. Like, they were really nice about it. They weren't rude or anything. They were very nice about it. And they ended up getting me a translator. And he kind of helped me with the whole process of getting the COVID test and making sure that I had like a little package that they give you when you go to the health center. So don't be like afraid when you get there. Like, just let them know that you're there for a COVID test. And if no one speaks English, then they're just going to get you a translator. So, you know, just be understanding and understand that it's Korea. So the majority of people speak Korean, and just be patient. Now, I have already been in quarantine for a week, and I have not left this apartment in 6 days. 6 days? 5 days. 5 days. No. Last time I left was on Thursday now. So 6 days. 6 days. I think. 6 or 5 days, whatever. I've been in this room going crazy because it's only me. and spiders. Yeah. Hey guys, so while editing the part 2 of my moving to South Korea little series, I realized that I didn't tell you guys that I actually got my results text message to me 2 days after I went to the clinic to go get my COVID test. So it comes back pretty quickly, and it is in Korean, so I just used a translation app to translate it, and it just told me that my test was negative. So if your test is negative, then you have nothing to worry about. You just continue your quarantine. If your test is positive, I'm unsure on exactly what they do, but I just wanted to let you guys know that I did get my results back for the COVID test 2 days after, and yeah, and it was text message to me, so that's why it's important for you to have a Korean number. The COVID test is going to be very different than here than there. So they go in back your throat, and then they go up your nose, and when they go up your nose, it's really up there. Super uncomfortable, makes you want to cry a little bit. Forewarning, guys, forewarning. Now you're in South Korea, I want to show you guys kind of what they give you when you go to the health center and the food. When you go to the health center, they gave me like this little box of things. So they gave me masks, these masks, and I believe there's 10 that come in here. They also gave me sanitizer spray. Now, if you're quarantining with other people in the house and you would just want to like spray everything, sanitize it, that's what they told me. But because I'm by myself, you know, I mean, I can sanitize everything, but I'm by myself. They also gave me this little like hand gel, like this right here, this little hand gel, and then kind of just like how to, you know, precautions and stuff comes with it when quarantining. And then also they gave me like this little thermometer, and I cannot find it for the life of me, but it looks like this picture, this one right here. So that's what the thermometer looks like that they gave me, and I don't know where it is. I don't know. So I actually brought one with me because I don't like sticking things in my mouth. And I thought it would just be easier. So I just bought this digital one, and you just scan it like this. And then you just put it on your forehead like this. And then it just automatically tells you your temperature. See? So I would definitely recommend bringing your own thermometer, because I know when you go into like the hotel facility thing, like they might not be like the cleanest ones, they might be used ones. And then also some people get like stick ones, like the paper ones where you just put it on your tongue. So I just felt like the digital one was just like more sanitary and just easier to use, so I brought it myself. So I would definitely recommend that you do that. Hey guys, so I forgot to mention that when you get to your place of quarantining, you have to record your temperature twice a day, and it has to be on the app that you installed. And there's like a little questionnaire that you have to fill out for COVID systems and stuff like that. And if you don't take your temperature, then it actually dings to give you an alarm to remind you. I take my temperatures at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And it really depends on who your quarantine officer is on when you're actually going to take your temperatures. And then also there's going to be the question on there whether your temperature rise higher than the 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit or the 37.5 degrees Celsius, I believe it is. So you just want to make sure that you mark whether or not it's going, if it's higher than that or not. And then you actually input the temperature after you take your temperature, just so they can keep track and know like where you are during your quarantine and stuff like that. So I forgot to add that I briefly went over it, but not really explained it. Yeah. So I got that the day that I went to the health center, and then I want to say I just received my food package like yesterday or the day before yesterday, so probably like 5 days after I got here. And so another thing that I didn't mention is that you're gonna have like a quarantine officer. So I have this really nice lady, and she like checks up on me all the time. She's like super sweet. I think she's young, to be honest, but she's like super nice. So she just checks up on me and makes sure that I'm okay and I'm good. And then she also just kind of tells me like, okay, just make sure you keep checking your temperature and stuff like that. And she brought like this food package for me, so I'm going to show you what's in the food package. So here is the food package. So as you can see here, this is like seaweed chips These are bomb, by the way. These are so good. I had a pack because there was food here already for me, but then you see like these little pre-made meals. There's a lot of like these little pre-made meals that they come with. And look how much food this is. This is a lot of food. And then you also have ramen. Oh wait, this isn't even ramen. Oh, this looks so good. This isn't even ramen. I thought it was ramen. Oh my gosh. And you got a couple of those. And then they give you rice. So this is like a whole grain rice. And then you have regular white rice. More packages of like these foods, different types. Oh, this is like clam. Different types of food. And then they also give you tuna. Good protein here, guys. Good protein. And then there's also kimchi. So they give you a little thing of stir-fried kimchi. So that's a lot of food that they give you. Now, that's pretty much quarantine. So you just wait out your quarantine, and then when you're done, then you know they tell you what time when you go to health center. They tell you when you can leave. So I can't leave until the 18th at 12 p.m. Yeah, because I arrived on the 4th, so you have to do your 14 days. And depending on where you are, either it's like 12 a.m., but I just got noon, which makes sense because I came at 5. So that's what they tell you. I know what you guys are thinking. I know what you're thinking. And yes, I forgot something else. So before you are able to leave quarantine, you must take another COVID test. I know. I'm dreading it too. So you must take another COVID test, and I'm guessing it's 2 days before your quarantine ends, so that way you have the results back. And if that COVID test is negative, then you are able to leave and you're free. So that's pretty much the beginning quarantine process. Now, if you want to know, I am going to be doing a part 2 about like getting food and stuff like that. So if you're interested, please like, subscribe, and comment and tell me about your quarantine process, or if you're coming to South Korea. And check for part 2 where I tell you like how to shop while you're in quarantine online and different things on how to just make your quarantine process go by much quicker, and the things that you should bring. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Bye guys.